Unleashing your inner titan, the unstoppable power of self-belief. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that has the power to transform lives, shatter limitations, and redefine what's possible. I'm thrilled to share with you the extraordinary wisdom I've gained from interviewing the remarkable Katina Heard, a true force of nature, a beacon of resilience, and a catalyst for positive change in our world. Katina Heard isn't just an inspiration. She's a revolution in human form. Her journey, her insights, and her unwavering spirit have not only touched countless lives, but have also ignited a movement of self-empowerment that's spreading like wildfire. Through her work and her very existence, Katina is reshaping the landscape of human potential, proving that with belief in oneself, there are no limits to what we can achieve. The message I've distilled from our profound conversation is both simple and earth-shattering. You can make it through anything. All you have to do is believe in yourself and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds great, but is it really that simple? I get it. In a world that often seems designed to break us down, to make us doubt ourselves at every turn, the idea of unwavering self-belief can seem like a fantasy. But I'm here to tell you, it's not just possible, it's essential. Let's start by acknowledging a universal truth. Life is hard, it's messy, unpredictable, and often feels like a relentless series of challenges designed to test our limits. We've all been there, those dark nights of the soul when doubt creeps in like a thief, stealing our confidence, our dreams, our very sense of self. In those moments, the voice in our head grows loud, insistent, cruel. You're not good enough, it whispers. You'll never make it, it taunts. Who do you think you are to dream so big? It sneers. These aren't just idle worries. They're the manifestation of every no we've ever heard, every setback we faced, every fear we've internalized. But here's the thing, and this is crucial, so listen closely. Those voices, they're liars, and the biggest disservice we can do to ourselves is to believe them. Katina Heard's story stands as a testament to this truth. She's faced adversity that would break most of us, yet she stands tall, not just surviving, but thriving. How? Because she made a choice to believe in herself when the world said she shouldn't, a choice to keep pushing forward when every instinct screamed at her to give up. Let me share with you a story that illustrates the power of this choice. There was a young woman, let's call her Sarah, who grew up in a small town where dreams were considered luxuries and practicality was the only currency that mattered. From a young age, Sarah was told to keep her head down, to not aim too high, to be content with what life had dealt her. But Sarah had a fire inside her, a burning desire to create, to innovate, to make a difference in the world. She dreamed of starting her own tech company, of developing solutions that could change lives. But every time she shared her vision, she was met with skepticism, with well-meaning but dream-crushing advice to be realistic. For years, Sarah internalized these messages. She pursued a safe career, buried her dreams, and tried to convince herself that this was all she was meant for. But the fire inside her refused to die. One day, Sarah stumbled upon Katina's story. She heard Katina's message about the power of self-belief, about refusing to let others define your limits. And something inside Sarah shifted. She realized that the only person who truly had the power to limit her potential was herself. With this newfound understanding, Sarah made a decision. She decided to believe in herself fiercely and unapologetically. She quit her job, poured her savings into her idea, and worked tirelessly to bring her vision to life. Was it easy? Absolutely not. There were countless setbacks, moments of doubt, nights when failure seemed not just possible, but inevitable. But each time those doubts crept in, Sarah remembered Katina's words. She chose to believe in herself, to trust in her abilities, to keep pushing forward. Today, Sarah's company is thriving. Her technology is making a real difference in people's lives. But more than that, Sarah herself has been transformed. She stands tall, confident in her abilities, ready to take on whatever challenges come her way. And it all started with the choice to believe in herself. This story isn't unique to Sarah. It's a narrative that plays out every day in countless lives around the world. The details may change, but the core truth remains the same. When we choose to believe in ourselves, we unlock a power that can move mountains. Now, I want to be clear about something. Believing in yourself isn't about ignoring reality or pretending that everything is perfect. It's not about toxic positivity or denying the existence of problems. Instead, it's about approaching those problems with confidence and resilience. It's about knowing that no matter what life throws at you, you have the inner strength to handle it. Think about it this way. Have you ever watched a skilled surfer ride a massive wave? They don't try to stop the wave or pretend it doesn't exist. Instead, they use their skills, their balance, and their understanding of the ocean to ride that wave, to harness its power and use it to propel themselves forward. That's what true self-belief looks like. It's not about denying the challenges. It's about knowing that you have the ability to navigate them, to learn from them, to use them as stepping stones towards your goals. But how do we cultivate this kind of unshakable self-belief? How do we silence those voices of doubt and nurture the voice that says, yes, you can? It starts with awareness. We need to become conscious of the narratives we're telling ourselves. Are they empowering or limiting? Are they based on truth or fear? Once we're aware of these internal dialogues, we can begin to challenge them. Every time that voice of doubt creeps in, we need to confront it. Says who? We should ask. Who decided that I'm not capable of this? More often than not, you'll find that these limiting beliefs aren't based on any real evidence. They're just echoes of past hurts or reflections of other people's insecurities projected onto us. The next step is to actively replace these negative narratives with positive ones. This isn't about deluding yourself or ignoring reality. It's about choosing to focus on your strengths, your past successes, and your potential rather than your perceived shortcomings. Katina emphasizes the importance of being outspoken and positive. This isn't just about what we say to others, it's about how we speak to ourselves. We need to become our own biggest cheerleaders, our own most ardent supporters. When faced with a challenge, instead of thinking, I can't do this, try saying, this is difficult, but I'm capable of figuring it out. Instead of, I'm not good enough, try, I'm learning and growing every day. These might seem like small changes, but they can have a profound impact on how we approach life's challenges. When we believe in our ability to handle whatever comes our way, we're more likely to take risks, to push ourselves out of our comfort zones, to reach for those dreams that once seemed impossible. Let me share another story with you, one that illustrates the transformative power of this shift in mindset. There was a man, let's call him Michael, who had always dreamed of running a marathon. But Michael was overweight, out of shape, and had never run more than a mile in his life. For years, Michael told himself that he couldn't do it, that he wasn't a runner, that his body wasn't built for it, that it was too late to start. But deep down, the dream persisted. One day, inspired by Katina's message, Michael decided to change his internal narrative. Instead of telling himself, I can't run a marathon, he started saying, I'm not a marathon runner yet, but I can become one. With this new mindset, Michael took his first steps. He started with short walks, then jogs, then longer runs. There were days when his muscles ached, when his lungs burned, when every fiber of his being wanted to quit. But each time, Michael chose to believe in himself, to focus on how far he'd come rather than how far he had to go. Months passed. Michael's body changed. His endurance grew, but more importantly, his belief in himself strengthened. The day of the marathon arrived, and Michael stood at the starting line, nervous but confident. The race was grueling. There were moments when Michael wanted to give up, when the voice of doubt tried to creep back in. But each time, he reminded himself of how far he'd come, of the strength he'd discovered within himself. When Michael crossed that finish line, he wasn't just completing a marathon. He was proving to himself that with belief and perseverance, he could achieve things he once thought impossible. This is the power of self-belief. It's not just about positive thinking. It's about recognizing the incredible potential that lies within each of us. It's about understanding that our beliefs about ourselves shape our reality more than any external circumstance ever could. When you truly believe in yourself, when you refuse to let anyone else's opinions or judgments define your worth or your capabilities, something magical happens. Suddenly, obstacles that seem insurmountable become challenges to overcome. Failures transform from endpoints into stepping stones. And that voice in your head, it starts to change its tune. But let's be real for a moment. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you'll never face doubt or fear again. It doesn't mean you'll never fail or experience setbacks. What it does mean is that you'll have the resilience to bounce back from those setbacks. It means you'll have the courage to keep trying, to keep pushing forward, even when things get tough. This kind of self-belief is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. And just like building physical strength, it takes time and consistent effort. There will be days when it feels impossible, when that voice of doubt is screaming so loud you can barely hear anything else. But those are the moments when it's most important to hold on to your belief in yourself. One powerful technique Katina advocates is visualization. Take a few moments each day to close your eyes and picture yourself succeeding. See yourself overcoming obstacles, achieving your goals, living the life you dream of. This isn't just feel-good fluff. There's real science behind the power of visualization. When we consistently imagine ourselves succeeding, we're actually training our brains to recognize and seize opportunities that align with those visions. Another crucial aspect of building self-belief is surrounding yourself with supportive people. We are profoundly influenced by the people we spend the most time with. If you're constantly around negative people who doubt your abilities, it's going to be much harder to maintain your own self-belief. Seek out individuals who believe in you, who challenge you to grow, who celebrate your successes, and support you through your struggles. But what about those times when we do fail? Because let's face it, failure is an inevitable part of life. The key is in how we interpret and respond to those failures. When we believe in ourselves, we're able to see failures not as final verdicts on our worth or abilities, but as valuable learning experiences. Each setback becomes an opportunity to grow stronger, to learn more, to refine our approach. Katina's message reminds us that our past does not define our future. No matter what you've been through, no matter how many times you failed or been knocked down, you always have the power to stand up again, to rewrite your story, to prove the doubters wrong. This is where the real magic happens. When you truly internalize the belief that you can make it through anything, that belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You start taking more risks because you trust in your ability to handle the consequences. You become more resilient in the face of setbacks because you know they're just temporary obstacles, not permanent roadblocks. You become more authentic in your interactions with others because you're no longer trying to prove your worth. You already know it. And here's something truly amazing. When you start believing in yourself this way, it has a ripple effect. Your confidence inspires others. Your resilience gives others hope. Your success shows others what's possible. By believing in yourself, you're not just changing your own life. You're potentially changing the lives of everyone around you. Now, I want to address something important. Some of you might be thinking, but what about humility? Isn't all this self-belief or just arrogance? This is a common misconception, but it couldn't be further from the truth. True self-belief isn't about thinking you're better than everyone else. It's not about arrogance or ego. It's about recognizing your inherent worth as a human being and your capacity for growth and achievement. In fact, people with genuine self-belief often demonstrate great humility. They're secure enough in themselves to admit when they're wrong, to ask for help when they need it, to celebrate others' successes without feeling threatened. They understand that believing in yourself doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. It means having the confidence to collaborate, to learn from others, to be part of something bigger than yourself. Let me share one final story with you, one that illustrates how self-belief can coexist with humility and even fuel it. There was a woman, let's call her Elena, who was a brilliant scientist. Elena had always believed in her abilities, in her intellect, in her capacity to make groundbreaking discoveries. This belief had carried her through years of study, through countless experiments, through the ups and downs of a challenging career in research. One day, Elena made a significant breakthrough in her field. It was the kind of discovery that could change lives, that could reshape our understanding of the world. As news of her discovery spread, Elena found herself in the spotlight, praised and celebrated by her peers and the public alike. Now, many people in Elena's position might have let this success go to their heads. They might have become arrogant, might have started to believe they were infallible. But not Elena. Her self-belief, paradoxically, allowed her to remain humble. You see, Eleanor's belief in herself wasn't about being the best or being infallible. It was about knowing she had the capacity to learn, to grow, to contribute. So when she received praise for her discovery, Elena didn't see it as proof of her superiority. Instead, she saw it as validation of the power of perseverance, of curiosity, of collaborative effort. In interviews, Elena consistently highlighted the contributions of her team, the groundwork laid by scientists before her, the support she'd received throughout her career. She used her platform not to elevate herself, but to inspire others, particularly young women interested in science. Elena's self-belief gave her the security to be vulnerable, to admit what she didn't know, to remain open to new ideas and perspectives. It allowed her to take risks in her research, to pursue unconventional ideas, because she trusted in her ability to learn from both success and failure. This is the kind of self-belief that Katina Heard talks about. It's not about puffing yourself up or putting others down. It's about recognizing your own worth and potential and using that recognition as a foundation for growth, for contribution, for positive impact on the world around you. As we near the end of our time together, I want to circle back to Katina's core message. You can make it through anything. All you have to do is believe in yourself and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. These words might seem simple, but they contain a profound truth that has the power to transform lives. Think about the dreams you've been holding back on, the goals you've been too afraid to pursue, the person you've always wanted to be but never thought you could become. What if you approached all of these with the unshakable belief that you can do it? What if you refused to let anyone, including that doubtful voice in your own head, tell you that you can't? I want you to take a moment right now. Close your eyes if you're in a safe place to do so. Take a deep breath. Now, I want you to make a promise to yourself. Promise that from this moment forward, you will be your own biggest supporter. Promise that you will challenge those limiting beliefs every time they arise. Promise that you will pursue your dreams with confidence and determination. This isn't going to be easy. There will be days when doubt creeps back in, when the challenges seem too big, when it feels easier to give up. But in those moments, I want you to remember Katina's words. Remember that you have the strength within you to overcome any obstacle. Remember that your belief in yourself is more powerful than any external circumstance. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with a challenge, a call to action that I hope will resonate in your hearts and minds long after this talk is over. First, I challenge you to become aware of your self-talk. For the next week, pay close attention to the way you speak to yourself. Catch those negative thoughts, those self-doubts, those limiting beliefs. Don't judge them, just notice them. Second, I challenge you to actively reframe these thoughts. For every negative thought, create a positive counterpart. If you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, immediately counter it with, I can learn to do this. If you find yourself saying, I'm not good enough, replace it with, I'm growing and improving every day. Third, I challenge you to take one bold action towards a goal you've been afraid to pursue. It doesn't have to be big. Even a small step in the right direction can create powerful momentum. Apply for that job you think you're not qualified for. Sign up for that class you've always wanted to take. Speak up in that meeting where you usually stay silent. Whatever it is, take that step and do it with the belief that you are capable and worthy. Fourth, why? I challenge you to spread this message. Share your journey of self-belief with others. Be vulnerable about your struggles and your triumphs. Your story could be the inspiration someone else needs to start believing in themselves. And finally, I challenge you to persist. Building unshakable self-belief is a journey, not a destination. There will be setbacks, there will be doubts, there will be days when it feels impossible. But I want you to commit to this journey. Commit to believing in yourself no matter what. Because when you do, you're not just changing your own life, you're changing the world. Remember, you are capable of so much more than you realize. You have strengths and talents that are uniquely yours. You have dreams that the world needs you to pursue, and you have within you everything you need to make those dreams a reality. So go out there. Believe in yourself fiercely and unapologetically. Don't let anyone, not even yourself, tell you that you can't do it. Because the truth is you can. You can make it through anything. You can achieve things beyond your wildest dreams. All you have to do is believe. The world is waiting for the unique gifts that only you can bring. It's time to unleash your inner titan, to tap into that unstoppable power of self-belief. Your journey starts now. Embrace it, nurture it, and watch as it transforms not just your life, but the lives of those around you. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the power of self-belief. Now, go out there and show the world what you're capable of, because I believe in you, and it's time for you to believe in yourself too. The future is yours to shape. Make it extraordinary.